Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah, sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu, everyone. Welcome to Tadabbur Quran, class number 11. So what is Tadabbur Quran? Means whatever we read, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and recite in Quran part, let's learn that, inshallah Aziz. And thanks for taking the time to join. So from now on, this slide is going to be permanent one. I'm going to be sharing with every time I start any class. And what is this? This is TPI. This is the part of the grammar we already learned a bit, and we'll be learning while we go along, learning many other surah, inshallah ta'ala, right? So this is going to be our basic slide for the grammar. You may take a screenshot. I'm going to sending the, I'll also share this on the group and maybe in the recording too, but just remember, this is the one which is what? Is a key to success. These two tables. What are these? These two tables are key to success with TPI. Total physical interaction. I'm not going through all these right now. This is not the today's topic. The grammar is not the exact topic right now, but the thing is that these slides will not be our guidelines, inshallah Aziz. Last time we learned a part of Alum Sharif, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and we learned this one. Huwa, to the right hand side, is about he, means the masculine gender. Here on the left hand side, that's again TPI, is about she. So hope you remember this. Huwa here, huwa here, huwa here. That was from last class. Muslim, Muslimah, Mu'min, Mu'minah, Saleh, Salihah, right? And Rabbuhu, Rabbuha. In order to do feminine from masculine. Masculine is on the right hand side when we do use TPI on the right hand side, and feminine is on the left hand side. So what we do when we say Rabbuhu for masculine, for feminine it will be Rabbuha. Dinuhu, Dinuha, Kitabuhu, Kitabuha. Right? That's how this is masculine to feminine. And this is one that we always often we use this in our conversations, but let's learn what it is so that we are different than who do not know. And someone there, you can tell them what it is. Abu Bakr, Hazrat Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, and Aisha radiallahu anha. Why anhu? Why anha? Because anhu is for feminine, anha will be for feminine. Simple thing. And you can increase someone's knowledge. First, increase your knowledge. We are here to increase our knowledge. So once we have increased our knowledge, inshallah ta'ala, we're going to increase someone else's knowledge, because this is a Quranic knowledge, right? And then from here now on, like today, right now, this is our syllabus. We're going to be following this one, inshallah Aziz. Surah Al-Fatiha, we already completed. We're going to be learning these surahs, inshallah Aziz. But before that, let's go in some other sequence here. This is what? For any prayers or namaz. So our focus is from today on, our focus is namaz. Namaz, we have Al-Fatiha in there. But there are certain other things before the prayers or the namaz comes in, right? What is that? Adhan. We hear Adhan and we go for prayers. So let's learn today Al-Adhan. Let's start from there, right? So here you might not be listening to that many Adhans, although on our phones or somewhere we already have those apps that when the time comes, at the right time, the Adhan is called and we listen to that. But in other countries, Muslim countries, anywhere, all the time you will sit for any one time, even Fajr or Isha or Though you will listen to many azans coming from different mosques in your neighborhood. So let's learn that first, inshallah ta'ala. So what is this? Can you repeat after me, please? Adhan, adhan. What is that? Adhan. So let's learn this here. The, azan, adhan. Do we really ever pronounce it correctly? If we do, perfect. If we do not, then let's learn today. What's that? Adhan, is it azan or it is adhan? See, this is za. It's a za. If we say azan, like using this z here, that will be like tongue is going to be here. Azan. If I say azan, then I'm here. But if I say adhan, tongue, this the tip of the tongue is going to touching my upper teeth. This is how this is actually pronounced, and this is the makhraj of this letter. This letter, when we pronounce it, it should come from here. Tip of the tongue, when it touches to the upper teeth, a little bit there. Then it will be correctly pronounced, right? If we say azan, no, that's not correct. So how do we know that we are pronouncing it correctly or not? We are not going to complete the tajweed, but if we are starting with adhan, why not let's say a word correctly? First off, learning is later. Are we just pronouncing it correctly? So we are trying here right now. So what are we going to do? How do you know where that letter makhraj is and where that letter is coming from? We're going to have a difference, class on the makhraj, but let's learn this one first. Okay. What we have to do in order to find where that makhraj is of that letter, what we have to do, we have to take alif with fatah. And what we do, this is fatah here. For the letter, we want to know the makhraj of, we just convert into sukoon. No fatah here. We already learned these haraka, fatah, kasra, dhamma, and sukoon, jazm here. So this is either, this is jazm, but if it was Arabic, they will just make it round, this round, and they will call it sukoon. Otherwise, jazm is also sukoon. So what we do, this is hamza alif. Hamza alif means alif does not have any haraka. Whenever there is a haraka, that is called hamza alif. So now hamza alif, this is hamza sign to just it actually denoted as a, this is hamza alif and fatah on top of that. When you say that, you will see that, and you should, if not, but then you try to bring this tongue, tip of the tongue, touch this with upper teeth. A little bit should come out, little bit, very little bit, not like half of it, no. I'll try to say that. Adhan, adhan, adhan. That's how you pronounce it correctly. So now we know that it is what? Adhan. So how do we spell, for example, in English? It will say adhan. This is called itala, or we call saddu, or this is called in English, it may be call or announcement. That is what adhan means. Now, there's another word. Let's not confuse in those two words. And if you see that if you don't say adhan, how could you say it wrong? And what we say always, I have learned, I think we all, before we learned this one, or you learn this one, we always pronounce it incorrectly. Not only with the makhraj, but even from the other meaning point of view. I will show you how. See, this is adhan. Adhan is a verb, means to listen, to hear. To be informed about something is adhan. And from here, two words come, or maybe one. Udhn. Udhun, udhun, right? Udhun, udhun. That is ear. Ear is called what? Udhun. Now, udhun is ear. What is the plural of udhun? Adhan. Those are ears. Now see the difference. What is this here? Adhan. And what was for the announcement? Adhan. That was Adhan, and ears are Adhan. Look, Adhan. So there is the thing. If we say that announcement, Adhan, so Adhan is coming. Adhan is being called. No, ears are not being called. Adhan, that's an announcement. Get it? That's one thing. Inshallah ta'ala, what we're gonna do? Now we're gonna go to the lecture, and after that, inshallah, we will just finish this up. So let's go to that, and that will be here. This will be lecture number 5A that is covered in the syllabus here. So we're going to open 5A. Okay. Yeah. So can you hear it, see it clearly? Or maybe can I do it PDF, I think. How about do it PDF, then we go for that. This is kind of. See, it's better. Now, this is the revision for Alam Sharif, but we're gonna skip that for today. This is about the teaching about what the lessons are, how should we adopt Alham Sharif in our life. So this is Adhan. Adhan. That's why they call it ADH, because it's not Adhan or Azan. It's not Z. It is ADH, means that is the Adhan. That's why they call it Adhan. Now, what is Adhan? Starts with Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. Allah is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. We all know this already. Okay. Again, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. What is Akbar? Here is this explanation. Akbar. Kabir means big. Akbar is the superlative degree. Akbar, the greatest. Kabir is great. Akbar is the greatest. Allah is the greatest. There are three comparisons, for example, in here with Kabir, there was Saghir. Saghir means small. Saghir is the small, Asghar is smallest. Kathir means more. Akthar means many, many more. And if you understand this Kabir, this is 39 times it has come in Quran. 39 times. If you know Kabir means what? Kabir means great. Then you learn 39 words today with one word. Akbar, the greatest. If you already know that, means you already know 23 words in Quran Pak, which because this Akbar has come in Quran Pak how many times? 23 times. Saghir, Asghar. Kathir, 63 times. Akthar, 88. Okay. Now, Allah is the greatest. The next one is, now, what do you take from that? When you listen to Adhan and it says Allah Akbar, what should be our response? Means we have to study the creation. We have to understand the name of Allah and his attribute Akbar, how big he is, how great he is. What are his signs that we can see that around us? Earth, moon, sun, stars, galaxies, all those. He has created human being and the animals and all other creatures, birds, whatnot. The more you realize Allah's greatness, the more you can praise Allah from depth of your heart. Then how should we, and what should we respond with? Oh Allah, how great and magnificent you are. You will comprehend that Allah is far greatest than our imagination. So this is how we can understand from these words. At the call of Fajr Salah, I hear the call and I still keep sleeping. So whom did I obey? Allah is the greatest. So what does he say? What to do? When the call for prayer is in morning, I listen to that and I go to sleep. So who did I accept that greatest? Allah or my desires? You can check other things too, that if we obey Allah's command, Allah's call, or we obey our own desires. So then what we can pray from Allah is, oh Allah, guide me to accept you as the greatest in my life. In other words, help me obey you instead of my desires, family, false leaders, or traditions. Along with dua, we must introspect our past and draw a plan for the future. So you can correct ourselves if we are doing something wrong, right? That should be the teaching, because when you listen to Adhan and you go to prayers, but are we really comprehending what is being called for, what we are doing? Yes, we go to prayers, but again, there's one good thing. But then again, let's try to understand the words, what they mean, right? Because sometimes when Shaitan has overcome our like feelings, or he's overcome our feelings, and he wants to estray us from going for the prayers, or waking up for the prayers, or doing some good deed. Then let's bring these words in the meaning in our life again. So no, I'm not obey you. I'm going to obey Allah, who is the greatest. You are the regime. So then discard the false thinkings which are being actually kind of is waswasa of shaitan, just to get away with those and follow what is being we are talking about azan. When there's a words for Allah Akbar, then you should always remember the greatness of God and obey only. Next we go. So that if I had our question, Allah is the greatest in what? In power, in glory, in majesty, in all good attributes. Whenever someone asks you that Allah is greatest in what? So your answer is going to be in power, in glory, in majesty, in all good attributes. He is the greatest. That is Allahu Akbar. Right? Okay. Now, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness. Ashhad is always, whenever there is alif before anything, that is for the person. Ashhad, I. Ashhadu, I bear witness. A'uz, I seek forgiveness. No, I seek protection, sorry. I seek protection. A'budu, I worship. That is alif, before any word. Ashhadu, I bear witness. An means that. Just remember this one. An means that. And this is the reference. Anytime if you listen to an, where it is a fatha and is jazma, an, it means that. I bear witness that la ilaha illallah. There is no God except Allah. So la means no, ilah means any God. La means except Allah. Except Allah. An means that, la means no, illa means except. Okay, let's go ahead. Ashhad, I bear witness. It's only one time in Quran. Ashhad. Then, what is shahada? bear witness, to testify, to say something based on personal knowledge or the belief. To serve something as a proof. That is called the shahada. That's why when someone accepts Islam, they take shahada. Shahada means what? They bear witness that there is no God except Allah. That is one more, that is the basic thing that they have to accept. That if you have to give shahada, then what you have to say? There is no God except one God. There is no any deity worth worshipping except God. That you testify that. Okay? And then Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah, and means, here you go, that. How many times? 571 times. If you understood this word today, an means that you have understood 571 words today. Isn't something to be feeling good about? Don't you feel good about that you learned a word from Quran Pak that has come 571 times? And please don't forget it ever now. This should be in reference like this. Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah, and means that. Whenever you forget, try, oh, what we did? Shahada, yeah. Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. And here is another thing. When you say this here, I don't know if you can, because I won't be able to hear you, but please try to say this. This is very important here. Even if you don't go further, but this is very important to understand here. This is what? Ashhadu an la ilaha, or it is Ashhadu Allah ilaha. So there is a tajweed and grammar part in this, but let's make it simplified today. What is that? Whenever there is lam here with tashdid, shadda, we already learned this tashdid. Don't pronounce noon. Because whenever it happens that when there is the tashdid on noon and mim, the sound should come from nose, that is gunna. Okay? And whenever sound comes from nose, it is called gunna. There are some letters that we have to make a sound, they should come from the nose, and we have to make a gunna. In here, just try to understand one thing, very briefly. There is no gunna here. Whatever the rule is, we're going to be learning later, inshallah Aziz. But today here, just learn that. There is no gunna here. So you cannot say, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. No. How do you say? Keep your finger on your nose. Just say wrong. I mean, just to practice, just to show you what is correct. Just make a gunna sound. Ashhadu an la ilaha. You can see the vibration here, right? But that is correct. That should not be the sound coming when you say it correctly. How do you say? Ashhadu Allah ilah. That's correct. Ashhadu Allah ilah. There should be no noon in there. Okay. Next. Ilaha is singular, plural is aliha. This is singular, this is plural. Ilah means one false god. And there are many false gods. Aliha. Okay, this is another thing to learn today, inshallah. Ilaha is one false god or any deity. Any deity is false god. And what is this? Many deities. I mean, deities like false gods. Ilaha, aliha. Okay. Now, next thing. Illallahu. How many times it has come in Quran Pak? 664. Illah, just illah. How many times? 664. Illah means except. Illallah means except Allah. Is that something you think it was good learning today? Then try to understand and remember these things, please. Illah means except. Illallah. Okay? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Now, what is the message? The word ilah has different meanings. The one word is worship, the one who fulfills our needs, one who is obeyed. So do you think the false gods, ilah, can have all these? The one who can be worshipped, the one who fulfills our needs, the one who is obeyed. Should we obey those false gods? No. So there is no, this should be small one, God, other than Allah, in all three meanings. Who should be worshipped? Allah. Who should be looked to fulfill our needs? Allah. Who should be obeyed? Allah. When you obey Allah, means you obeyed Rasulullah. So there is no deity or deity other than Allah who can be worshipped. Now, here is Ashhadu Allah ilaha illallah. I bear witness means my talks and my actions in the house of Allah are outside, at the office, in the market, anywhere we visit, we sit, we go, should be what? Love Allah more than anyone else. Except Allah is my creator, master, sustainer, cherisher, and the ruler of the entire universe. He is present everywhere, right? He is always present. He's always watching. He's always caring. He's always listening. He's always listening. Okay, I'm listening, then what happens? Someone, a child cried, a mom listened, a parent listened, a brother listened, sister listened. So what? The student asked a question, the teacher listened. So what? Unless you get the response to that listening, then those things go to the deaf ears. They fall on the deaf ears. Just listening is what? We need a response. So Allah is what? Allah is listening and responding. Right then and there. He's always listening, always responding. That comes into which surah? Surah Rahman, I believe. يَصَلُ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ كُلَّ يَوْمٍ هُوَ فِي شَأْنٍ. Every day he is at work, he is listening and responding. So I seek his help alone and trust him alone. I follow and obey his orders in all matters of my life and not my desires or others' directions. Right? If we have some desires, those be for good ones. So, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah. In the Quran, Allah orders us to be witness over the people, explain to them what is Islam and who is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The task is very important, and therefore we are reminded to, about this task in every adhan and iqama. Also, despite these repeated reminders, we are not paying due attention to these. Let's ask Allah that He gives us tawfiq to be a true witness of Islam, that is, be good scholars of Islam, but we cannot be good scholars of Islam unless we ourselves are acting in right direction. We are obeying, we are practicing Islam. How it should be practiced, that's the thing. Okay, we are coming close to our, inshallah ta'ala, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Let's do this here, and then we're going to continue later. One more thing. These are question and answer. Then another word, then we're going to be winding up here. Now here is Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Here is anna. Anytime there is tashdid over noon, is ghanna sound. So this is anna. You can put your finger on your nose. You say anna. Say anna. Anna also means that. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Again, you cannot make gunna here. Muhammadan. Muhammadan. If we say this is Muhammadan because of tajweed. Muhammadan. But if you connect with ra here, Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Muhammadan is no gunna. Gunna is only here where blue is. Anna. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We're gonna go next, inshallah ta'ala, in the next class. Let's do some quick poll here, and then we wind up our class, inshallah. Only a few questions. So we learned today, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So here's the poll. Adhan. Quickly, then we wind up, inshallah. How many questions? 4. Okay, let me stop sharing. Okay, we got a few more minutes. I'm sorry, a few more seconds. It's the 46 seconds. We're going to be finishing up in maybe 60, 70 seconds, inshallah. And I'll put some slides in the recordings on the record. I mean, this recording of this one on the group. So any feedback, any comment, you are all welcome. Please, you like it, you don't like it, what should be corrected, how should it be made better? You are all welcome to please share your comments. Okay, inshallah, we are at 1 minute 18 seconds, and let me just end poll and share with you. Okay, so the first question was, ear is uzun. What is the plural of uzun? Ears. Adhan. This is not azan. Whoever has said azan, that is wrong. Adhan is the call. Azan are the ears. Azan. Adhan. Right? And that is anna. That's wonderful. Everybody corrected this. He has correct answer on this one. That is what? An. Perfect. That's good. La means no. That is also perfect. Illa means except. E-X-C-E-P-T. Anyone who has selected except, A-C-C-E-P-T, except means to what? Except is not that one. Except is with agree, and this is except means without that, something like that. Except, right? Everything except this one. This is not something that it's an idea or something that we accept. No, this is accept. Alhamdulillah, I mean. Okay, so stop sharing, and this is the last slide here. We're gonna be. So that's all for today. Thanks so much, and alhamdulillah. Thanks all for taking time to come to the class. May Allah accept these efforts towards learning Al-Quran, and may forgive any mistakes or errors or any slip that may have occurred. Inshallah al-Aziz. Barakallahu li wa lakum fil Quran al-Azim. Wa nafa'ani wa iyyakum bil ayati wa dhikr al-hakim. Any question and answer, we are open now, inshallah al-Aziz. Thank you. Okay, let me see chat. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so if there are no question, inshallah Aziz, let's say Khuda Hafiz till next class, inshallah Aziz. Thank you so much. And anyone who is here, please, if you want these class should be every week or every 15 days is okay. So inshallah we'll see. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz, everybody.